Hi, so in this video I am going to demonstrate how to create a custom cover page. So the first thing we're going to want to do is within the mFax web portal, we're going to navigate to the cover pages screen, which you'll find in the product menu. And if you're an administrator, you will see three sections, system, account, and my cover pages. The system cover pages are just pre-made cover pages that we've created for you to use. You can set them as your defaults. By default, you'll have the mFax default one here, which is actually the cover page that has already been in the system, so nothing will change. There's also some new options for you to choose from. The account section is an administrator in the account can create a cover page, which all of the users can use and set as their default. If you want to, you can set it as a default at the account level, and they will inherit that. Or they can create their own cover pages and use that. So we'll go ahead and create a cover page in the section My Cover Pages. This is something that only the user who created the cover page can see. So we're going to go and click the button. What we'll see is we'll see some templates that we can work from. So we can just edit one of these templates, basically clone the template and create our own derivative of that, or we can create from scratch. If we create from scratch, we'll basically be presented with a blank text editing screen. Has a lot of the similar functionality to like a Microsoft Word, other text editors. We can, create different size of text. We can bold, italics. We can align. Some basic options here for creating basically a document. It's also very easy just to paste from existing programs. So in this case, I'm just going to take a simple fax cover sheet Word template, and I'm going to paste it here. All right, so we have our basic template. The last two things we need to do is we need to basically insert our tokens, because these aren't going to be usable tokens right from a pasted sheet. The way we do that is we're going to use this little button right here that says Insert Template. So for example, I'm going to highlight this date. This is where I want the date to show up, and I'm going to put in our date token. All right, it looks like it didn't format the way I wanted, so I'm just going to, Okay, I'm going to actually delete this and make sure I'm putting it in the right area. Let's try again. Okay, there we go. All right, so here in the subject, this is where I want the subject to show up. So I'll put in the subject token. This is where I want the recipient name to show up. So I'm going to put in the recipient name. Now, I understand when you're filling out a cover page, either through email or through the web portal on the mFax screen, it doesn't give you an option to put in a recipient name. So this token is going to come from your address book. When you send out a fax using this cover page, it's going to take a look at the fax number, and if you have a contact in your address book that matches that fax number, it's going to take the name from that contact. So in order to use this token, you are going to have the person's name in your address book. So you can either, remove this or create an address book entry. Same applies for this phone number here. So we will use recipient phone. This is the fax number we're sending to. So recipient fax. All right, and this is your info. This is going to be the info that's in your user account. So sender name, there we go. Sender phone. And your fax number. There's two options for tokens here. We can put in the caller ID that we have set as the user, or we can put in sender fax. Now, sender fax is data that is your primary fax number. This is actually a brand new feature, and I will show you right when we're done with this where that data comes from. So in this case, we'll put in the sender fax number here for the message. Oops, looks like we lost formatting. Let's give that another whirl. And this is where we'll put in the notes. And we have a cover page. So we're just going to call this some custom. Save it. And now we have this cover page. So when we go to send a fax and we include a cover page, we can use our custom cover page. Pretty cool. And the sender fax number is going to be this one that I've marked as my primary. So if I want to have a different fax number, I need to mark it as my primary. And that'll be what shows up. And that is how you create a custom cover page.